All right. All right, fine. We have got episode 2 in the books. We have done it. We have watched episode 2. Now, very disappointed. Very disappointed when episode 2 is bad. Episode 1 looks even worse. Let's remember that. Episode 2 needs to be a good follow-up. It's like a sequel. You can't just like bring in loads of good stuff with the first episode and then for the second episode just be like, meh, filler, like filling up a hole that you've left in a drywall because you're trying to make art for your kids or some rubbish TikTok. It's like, came into episode 2, high hopes, excited. And then, we're going to talk about a few things. The first thing I want to talk about, love the opening. Love the opening of Robin Hood. The theme song, great. Love the theme song, wrote the theme song, all great stuff. Then, I love these kind of like crossfades they've got. They're kind of blending different footage together. You've got the woods blended with someone's face, and then you've got Sean Bean's face that's blended into something else. And then it's all blended. It's all lovely, and it's all visually appeasing. But then the episode starts, and then you're kind of left wanting almost. Robin Hood, the last episode, his dad's got hung because he's been framed for murder or something, right? He's been framed for murder. That means he has to be hung. He's hung, swings around for a bit, and then the first scene is Robin looking all mopey. Now, remember how he looks. Remember how mopey he looks, because we're going to come back to how mopey he is. Now, I know his dad just died, and like, who wouldn't be mopey? Like, I'm just saying, like, I'm not saying you're not allowed to feel things. Like, how would any of us feel? But he's just kind of stood there, kind of glassy-eyed look, kind of thousand-yard stare, who am I to tell him how he is going to react? Then, his uncle and his cousin, who is Will Scarlet, who isn't fabulous, turn up, and they're all like, Robin, you need to come with us. And Robin's all like, no, I don't want to go with you. And like, why do we need this? Okay, fair enough. Okay, well, I'm with you so far. We need this scene. I get it. So he's taken away by his family. And then we have the next scene, exactly like, it's immediately after we see this lady, I think her name's Margaret or something. She's the fairy princess, but she's evil or something. She's the Sheriff of Nottingham's daughter. She wanders around the castle, mincing around the castle, looking for her next prey. She goes into the captain of the guards room, which is the guy that she was boinking last episode. She decides she wants to boink again, and he's all up for it. And it's a bit weird. It gets a bit femdom. It gets a bit sub and weird. And she orders him, commands him to take his clothes off, and he does. He obliges his liege lord's daughter. And so they're all getting a bit weird and slappy and kissy. And then she randomly licks his back. Like, just like, yeah, like she's some, like, what do they call them? Nymphomaniacs. Like, just calm it, love. And first of all, as well, I would not be licking anyone from the Middle Ages. If I had a time machine, licking would not be on my priority list. I wouldn't look for people and be like she's licking his back. And it's like, all right, cool. Now she's licking his back, and she's forced him up against the wall, and he's like captain of the guard, but she's like, he has to kind of let her, I don't know, he kind of likes it, she likes it, and she's hungry or something. And then we cut back to Robin, where Robin is. Where's Robin? What's Robin doing? Robin has made it back to the house. They obviously live quite close to the castle, or maybe time has passed, I don't know. And then, he needs to go talk to his mum, so they're talking to his mum, and he's all like, don't die. And I'm like, but she isn't dying. She's just depressed. She's like, she's just lost her husband. She's lost only her husband, and she's depressed. Like, I get it. We need a counselor. We need some priests in here. Like, and shot of the mum, shot of Robin, shot of the mum, shot of Robin. And then it's like, Robin's really squeezing out tears, but can't manage to do it. I think they should have let the actors have some time to prepare for the scene, to get into the mindset, the mode of travel that they will take to get to the destination of what the plot devices need. But they're just sort of half crying at each other. And then Robin leaves, and then she has this vision of Godda, and Godda is the Mercian goddess, but she sort of just appears and holds her hand, and that's it. And then next scene, random next scene, just cut instantly next scene. Guy who betrayed Robin's dad is all like, and then I'm pretty sure as well, he is the guy from Stardust that gets turned into a goat, Bernard. I'm pretty sure it's Bernard the goat man, that guy. And he has to get baptized because I think it must be like a condition of, him coming into the sheriff's service, him ratting Robin's dad out, and now he has to get baptized. And it's a weird one. Like, the bishop, it's a kind of cliche, like, oh, it's an evil bishop again. How is anyone meant to play chess with all these evil bishops? And then he forces his head into the baptismal font. And it's kind of the same height as you would expect someone to give the, fellatio, which is a French thing, isn't it? It's a Norman thing, that Norman priest, obviously. And so he's like forcing his head in the baptismal font, bit too forceful, bit too like, yes, get down again. Praise the Lord. Quick cut again, back to Robin. Because it's punctuated with these sexual scenes for some reason, like that. Oh, we want to have an adult audience, regardless that maybe Robin Hood might be like a kids film. God, like, it's just like, if you're going to be Game of Thrones, be Game of Thrones. If you're going to have sex, have sex. If you're just going to be licking each other, if you're just going to be like forcing people's heads in baptismal fonts at waist height, like, and then we cut back to the farm because we have to know what Robin is doing. So we cut back to Robin. He and his like uncle and cousin Will Unfabulous Scarlet, they've gone hunting because they know Robin Hood likes that's how he deals with his problems, and he's got problems, so let's take him hunting. Let's take him archery, shooting. So they're in the woods, and they see a deer, and Robin is all like, no, I can't kill the deer. And Will Scarlet's like, what? And his uncle's like, what? And it's like, no, I can't kill it. And I'm thinking, like, it's probably taken you a few hours, maybe the rest of the day, to, like, track down this deer. Like, maybe you know where they're grazing, so you can go to where they are, where the herd is. Like, you have to follow the tracks. Like, it's going to take at least half hour. It's going to take at least an hour, maybe 2 hours. I don't know. I've not hunted deer with a bow, but I'm pretty sure if you stand up in slow motion and draw your bow, and the deer's going to be like, what? Oh, crap, I'm going to get shot. And the deer just stays there, obviously, because it's CGI. Would have been cheaper to use an actual tame deer. But I guess your budget couldn't afford one. Instead, they wanted a CGI one because you've got so much CGI anyway, with all these castles and all these landscapes and all these crossfades and blendings. So he doesn't kill the deer. Of course he doesn't kill the deer, because that's a female deer. No deer, female deer, don't shoot the female deer. We need them for the next generation. So he doesn't kill the deer, rightly so. It's made to be this some kind of, like, he's disjointed from the forest or something. But, like, bless him, his uncle's just chill with it. His uncle's just like, look, you're going through some things, we're here to help, like, don't worry, let's talk about it. His uncle, pay attention to that uncle. That uncle is the main character of this episode, that uncle. He is dealing with so much, especially from Robin. So they're hunting, they have an argument. Him and unfabulous Will Scarlet have an argument, right? I can't remember what they talk about. I've literally just watched it, but it's so forgettable. So why don't you kill the deer? And he's like, shut up! And just a stroppy teenager. So they go back to the house, cut to back of the house, they right back to the house. Robin, like, uncle's wife comes out, she says, there's something wrong with your mum. Robin goes in, he's like, Mum, what's wrong? Crying. And she's all like, I'm dying, Robin. And, they have some crying. And Robin leaves. I don't even know if she dies. Like, I don't even know if she dies at this point, because it's just like, maybe she dies, maybe she doesn't. We've seen her like twice now, and she's just been in bed. Do we not understand it? It's so hard to film this, because it's like one person's in bed, they're weak, they're not going to be talking much. Then you've got this other guy that's like mourning, and then it's like, Robin. But this is the second scene now where we're having to just watch this lady go, I'm dying. And he's just like, I'm crying. I'm crying. It's just boring. It's like, she has this vision of Godda, and it's like Godda just holds her hand. It's just like, what is this? Like, is the goddess accepting her into the underworld, into the Celtic, pagan, Saxon, whatever the hell you're trying to like sell this as? Is she now accepted into the like Celticness of it all? Also, like, what are these coins on her face? What are these coins? Is this ancient Rome? Is this for the ferryman? Like, what is this? Is this like some Troy, ancient Greek? Eyes must have coins on the eyes. Is everyone poor and starving at this point? And you're putting coins on a corpse. Saxon burials were not like this. Saxons would not have burnt them like this. I mean, maybe they would have burned them. I don't know. I'm not an expert. But like, if they were already Christianized, which they are in the TV show, they wouldn't have burned them, because it wouldn't have helped with the whole resurrection come Judgment Day. So they wouldn't have burnt them. But maybe they would have burned them because of diseases. But then before, no one cared about diseases. No one cared about it. Everyone's licking each other. Like, so we have a funeral. She gets coins placed on her eyes. And you can bet Robin is going to be mopey as fuck. Cut to another location, because we need to see other characters, because we need a rest from these main characters. Never mind that we have to establish plot, or we have to develop the characters, or we have to figure out the relationships between them, or drama, or conflict, or how many inciting incidences Robin's going to have during this episode. I have no idea. But here we go. So we cut back to this goat boy, right? This goat guy, Bernard. He betrayed Robin's dad, and now he's looking for his reward. He's been baptized, and so now he goes to Huntington, right? Earl Huntington. He's been made Earl in this series, and Mary Marion's going to London to be a lady at court, even though there's a court in Nottingham. But hey-ho. So Goat Boy goes to Huntington, and he's like, I want what you owe me. And Huntington's like, no. And he's like, yes. And like, don't know what he was going to achieve by just turning up at the dude's house. He could have gone to the sheriff. He should have gone to the sheriff and just been like, look, sheriff, I was promised this. But he can't do that because he actually framed him. He can't do that because technically he shouldn't have betrayed Robin. So he's gone to Huntington. Huntington, I don't know. I can't remember their exchange. I can't remember the dialogue, but he basically says no and throws him out of his house. Boring. We see Maid Marian's first act of espionage for the Saxons, right? She is listening at the door, and she hears this thing going on, like, and she hears what happened, and now she goes to tell Robin, and they have a conversation, and it's sort of like she tells him that she's leaving. He's all like, no, I don't know what they're talking about. It's like, I've literally just watched it, and I'm just like, well, what is this? What is this? Right, so, all right, what's next? So Robin is having dinner with his uncle. He's having dinner with his cousin and his auntie, or not his auntie, but anyway. And Robin's all like moping, he's all like, that kind of thing, like Galadriel of Rings of Power. That's what it is. It's this mopey glass, 1,000-yard stare. No one understands me. No one's seen what I have seen, and my parents have died, and I am the first person ever in history for all my parents to die. So the conversation is a bit weird, right? The uncle, bless his heart, my friend, bless his heart. The uncle is carrying the episode. He's all like, let's talk about your feelings, right? Will Scarlet's a bit of a, he's a bit of a spoiled brat, but he's pretty good. Like he's lovely, and he just says maybe the wrong things to this absolutely psychotic Robin Hood. We're talking melancholic psychopathy or psychoticness, right? This Robin Hood is so bland and so mopey and miserable and brooding and so removed. So anyway, the conversation happens, and then suddenly Robin is at Will Scarlet's throat again, and they're on the floor, and they're punching each other, and they're wrestling around. Robin grabs a knife and is about to knife his cousin. He is about to do some Shakespeare shit to his cousin. His uncle's all like, don't grab the knife. Rightly so. His uncle looks huge and could take both of them. Don't know why he doesn't step in sooner, but he's about to knife his cousin. His uncle gets hurt. His uncle gets cut. And I'm thinking, well, it's on his wrist. It's on his forearm. I mean, that's going to get sepsis. That's going to get gangrene. That's going to get infected. That's got to be seen to. It's got to be seen to. But this is medieval land. If that thing ain't seen to, you dead. You're going to get infected. You're going to get ill. You're going to get fever. You're going to die. You're going to die. So I'm thinking, Robin's lost his mum. He's lost his dad. And we've had to sit through it all. And now he's killed his uncle. He's lost his family. He's killed his uncle. Murderer. Like, okay, accident, fair enough. But we'll get back to that. And so he's lost his mum, lost his dad. Now he's lost his uncle. And pulled a knife on his cousin. This guy is psychotic. If anyone be pulling a knife at me, they would not be invited to dinner. At least would not be invited to dinner. And if it was my cousin, I mean, bless your heart, I love my cousins, but like, bros ain't be pulling no knives on me. Yeah, so Will Scarlet's going to London. He's saying his goodbye. His mum and dad are all like, bye, Will. I mean, even this scene is like a good 5 minutes long. Like, you could make a short film in that time, you know? They're padding this episode out to no end. Robin Hood is nowhere to be found. His uncle goes to find him. Of course, he's archering it up in the barn. Like, and his uncle's talking to him. He's talking to him down, like, hey man, like, you should really say goodbye to Will. Like, you know, like Will is not going to say goodbye. He's just had a knife pulled on him. He is not going to say goodbye to Robin Hood. And Robin Hood is all like, no, I don't care. King. And the uncle's trying to have a conversation with him, but he's not stopping the arrows. And the uncle kind of stands in front of the target to actually have a conversation with him. But Robin's still just like, no, I don't care. Like, and it's, yo, this is the one guy in your life right now that gives a damn about you, that is actually taking the time to come over here and not say goodbye to his son, to get you to come out to say goodbye to your cousin, because he knows if you don't, you're going to feel worse for it. But Robin Hood's just ain't listening. He just don't care. Like, this guy is going to be the guy to rob from the rich and give to the poor when he can't even figure out his family drama. Like, bruv, go say goodbye to your cousin. Stop being I'm finding it so hard to swear. I'm so angry. I don't know. There might be a scene in between, but Robin eventually goes to say goodbye to Will, and he's like, bye, Will, bye, I love you, bye. And Will, like, turns his horse around, and he's just like, right? He doesn't care. He just turns it around, goes off to London. Don't know why everyone's going to London. I mean, that journey on horseback is like 2 weeks, and that guy has not got any food, any blankets, any money to speak of. You've got like 2 weeks to get from Nottingham to London on a horse, maybe a week. But like, where's your gear, bruv? Where's your gear? You don't even have a sword. He might have a bow and arrow. But, you know, Will doesn't say boo because he's just had a knife pulled on him. Does no one understand? You can't just be pulling knives out at dinner. Anyway, don't know if there's a gibbet in medieval land, but there's a gibbet. Gibbet. I love the word gibbet. And Robin Hood, and then, oh. Okay, so Robin Hood goes to see Maid Marian for some reason. I think he's lost mum, dad, Will, like, so he decides to go see Maid Marian. He is not thinking clearly. He is clearly psychosis, right? He's clearly in grief. He is not thinking at all. So he just decides to like go back to the house that was stolen from him by Huntington to go see his girlfriend, who's the daughter of Huntington, and he just walks straight in, and he's like, Marian, I got to talk to you. And Marian's all like, what did you do? Like, what did you do? Great levels of tension by Maid Marian, but she's like, quick, come this way, to the only other building in the courtyard, the barn, and they're sort of like, what are you doing? And so they start having a smooch. Obviously, Maid Marian's dad turns up, and he's all like, what the fuck? And so Maid Marian get out of here, doesn't tell her anything, just tells his mate to go, just take her away, like, confine her to quarters. And then they have a fist fight. Oh, it's the best bit of the episode, I think. I think watching Robin Hood get his ass kicked is the best thing ever. And there's a line that Huntington says that it's like, I've been fighting infidels in the Holy Land, right? Who am I to say who's an infidel is? He says Robin Hood is an infidel, and he's coming to his house. I mean, I think he's thinking about Saxons not being Christian, so we can't, like, I'm not sure if infidel is the right word, because Saxons were Christian. And, you know, who am I to say who's an infidel? I mean, an infidel's whoever I say it is, you know, it's that person over there, it's him, it's her, it's who, it's them, it's that person you're thinking of, it's the people I'm thinking of. Who cares? Well, I don't know why he said infidel. But I think I like the line. The fact that, like, look, bruv, you're fighting someone who's been on crusade. I am not a pushover. You ain't going to be all like, to me, because I'm just going to, like, punch you right in the throat. And he punches him right in the throat, and Robin's all like, and I'm just like, I mean, that's what you get, bruv. You've gone into someone's house. You're trying to kidnap the daughter. And, like, he holds up some coins, like, this is the dowry for Marian's marriage. I'm like, first of all, the dowry doesn't work like that. The family pay the dowry of the bride. So, like, whoever researched that had an easy day because they got it wrong. But also, he's, like, trying to buy Marian. And it's like, so you're mopey, you're just like mopey and sulky and arrogant and spoiled, and somehow you are these things, even though given your upbringing, I mean, maybe, but like, and then you're trying to buy Marian or as well. I don't know what's going on. Is he going to have a character arc that means he understands like female rights or something? Like, we're gonna make Marian a strong character, but we're gonna make Robin Hood like thinking that he can just buy her by walking straight into her father's house. Like, this is the man that killed your dad, and you were just told that by Marian, but you're gonna waltz on in there and try to take her away from a life of privilege and prestige and money and power and let's go live in the woods. Like, it's not going to happen. I'd love to go live in the woods. I'd love to go live in the woods. But I can't expect anybody to come with me just because it's a big ask, right? I mean, I know maybe the gap between then and the woods isn't as big as now in the woods, but like this guy's an idiot. Robin is an idiot. How is he going to outsmart the sheriff? He can't outsmart himself. I don't know how that's meant to happen. Maybe I shouldn't have said that. But like, he can't even operate as a human being. He's pulling knives out on his family. He's just waltzing in his mortal enemy's lair, asking for his daughter. Like, and obviously it doesn't work. And then he runs off. I mean, maybe Marion saves his life and things, but this guy should be dead. And that's what it is. Like, we know he's going to survive for the other episodes. So they're just going to have a fist fight. He's going to shoot some bows and arrows and crossbows at him. And it's just like, well, nothing's going to happen. There's no tension. There's no drama. I'm not on the edge of my seat. I am literally just viewing it. I'm not watching it. I'm not in it. I'm viewing it. I'm reviewing it. Hood goes to shoot some arrows because that's the only thing he knows what to do. That's how he deals with his problems, like shooting at them. Just shoot at your problems, Robin. But like, he's shooting the bucket. He's shooting the bucket. Is no one going to like call him up on this? He's shooting the bucket that people use to get water from the well, and he's poking holes in it. Is no one going to step in? Is no one going to step in and just say like, yo, bro, can you like not shoot the water bucket? You have countless trees you can shoot at, just not the bucket that we use to draw water from the well, please. I mean, that's how like just completely unaware this character is, because he's doing that. People are watching him do it. There are people around, but he's still shooting holes in the water bucket. And I know it's just a water bucket. It doesn't really mean anything. They want like a brooding moment of Robin, like getting really angry because he's going to do something, but he isn't going to do anything. And so, like, how can he understand about giving to the poor when clearly he doesn't give a monkey's peanut butter bottom about his own family or the people in his immediate proximity? Well, great, Robin, now we have to fix the bucket, or we have to go find another bucket, or we have to buy another bucket, or we have to make another bucket. But the fact is, we don't have that bucket. Anyway, cut to Marion. She's on the road. She's in a little caravan. This is the daughter of an earl. He's just been made an earl. She's on her way to London, which is, like I said, 2 weeks travel by this little rickety, like, caravan. I've been on caravan holidays. They take ages with a car. And she's just, like, going to London in the Middle Ages. And she has 2 people with him. She has a soldier with her, and she has the driver. And I'm like, her dad's an earl. Calm down. Her dad's an earl. She would have had a retinue of people going with her. Ladies in waiting, guards, soldiers, a cook, a few different drivers so they can swap out. Maybe a couple more horses, maybe. But, like, I get it. Like, props department, horses cost money to rent. Actors cost money to rent. Like, and so she decides to turn around and go to see Robin because it's like a little pit stop before she goes to London. Because everyone's going to London. I don't see why Robin didn't go with Will, which his uncle suggested. Because if he was in London, he'd still be with Marion. But he doesn't think, does he? He doesn't think at all. So she goes to see Robin. It starts raining. They have that weird, famous conversation where it's like, I hate everything that's Norman. And she's like, but I am Norman. And he's like, I'm confused. And she's like, me too. But luckily it's raining because then we can't see the actors actually crying. I mean, maybe that was a bad decision because maybe it just got to the point where it's like, look, these actors are squeezing out tears. It's not working. Robin can't squeeze out a tear. We're just going to have it in the rain and get all these actors soaking wet. Like, is it atmospheric? It's raining. It rains all the time in England. It's not atmospheric. It's just a normal day. So she goes to London. Another conversation with the uncle. The uncle is carrying this episode. If it wasn't for this uncle, Robin Hood would not exist. So Robin Hood's in the same bed that his mum died in, weird, trying to figure out life and the universe and everything else. And his uncle's like, you really need to get back on the horse, blah, blah, blah. Robin goes to visit his, like, old house, and that's what cures him. Cut to the sheriff. The sheriff goes to see the captain of the guard. And, oh, my God, Sean Bean, bless you, sir. This is probably my favourite scene in the whole episode because it's just Sean Bean knowing exactly what to do in the scene. He knows exactly what to do. You can tell here is a veteran actor compared to these TV show actors. They're doing this whole, like, whenever they're like, oh, well, you do know this. Yeah. And they do this thing, like, where it's like, they look down and they look away and they look up and they look back and they look away and they look back and they look down and they look back and they look up and they look away and they look back. You know, it's like, just keep the focus. If you look away, the power is gone. You got to stay focused. And there's shorter cuts, which makes it more snappy. But what you're doing is you're trying to get more screen time by being all like Will Scarlet does it loads. And Robin Hood, they're all like, you know, well, Dad, I'm off to London. It's like, stop looking away from me, son. Keep the eye contact. But Sean Bean in this scene, Sean Bean, right? He goes into the captain of the guard and he knows that the captain of the guard is being rumpy-pumpy with his daughter. And therefore he knows that he could kill his captain of the guard. But he can't kill the captain of the guard because if he kills the captain of the guard, that looks like ill-discipline. That looks like he can't handle things in his own household. That means that no one respects him. That could that could have repercussions. But he just walks in, stands toe-to-toe with him and just be like, there's a problem with discipline. And he's like, and he's just so quiet. And he's so quiet. There's a problem with discipline. I'm trying to hide my northern accent. You're going hunting? Yeah, yes, I'm going hunting. And he's like, yes, you're going hunting, yes. Well, when you return, we shall talk about discipline, Such a good scene because it's just the threat is there. The threat is there. And he doesn't need to do anything because the threat is there, right? He just needs to allow it to happen, allow the scene to breathe, give energy to the intention, and Sean Bean won't look away. He'll stare, right? And he'll keep the intensity. And the other actor, he's all like, oh, and then when he realizes, oh shit, like I've been caught. And then Sean Bean leaves the scene. Beautiful scene, short scene, a lot of context, a lot of subcontext, a lot great performances from both actors. They bounce off each other really well. They're really suited for the roles. And Sean Bean can just leave and be Sean Bean somewhere else, because it's like he's accomplished everything in the scene. So far, I am rooting for the Sheriff of Nottingham because he's the only one that seems to have any idea of reality. Like the captain of the guard is boinking his daughter, which is a death sentence, and he's letting her lick her back, which is like, you know, he should have just been like, no, my lady, I got things to do. I'm too professional. I'm too busy. Don't even come with your lickety around here. The uncle and the sheriff are the only ones that really know what they're doing. I mean, you could say the auntie as well, but everybody else is just either mopey or teenagery, or just they have no idea what's going on. Like, and as an audience member, when you see that, you're like, I can't trust this person. The only person I can trust in this TV show is the uncle and the Sheriff of Nottingham, which is crazy. I'm rooting for the Sheriff of Nottingham. I'm like, well, he knows what he's doing. He seems like he's got control over the situation. He seems like he's not going to be all like, I'm going to shoot at my problems. He deals with his problems. He's very soft skills, very managerial. He's not like Huntington, where he's bashing everybody's brains in. It's just nice. Whenever he's on scene, I'm like, oh, great, we can relax now. Nothing like hysterical is going to happen. And actually, he's the only one that shows mercy in the whole thing. Like, he shows mercy to Captain of the Guard, he shows mercy to the poachers, he shows mercy to Locksley, he shows mercy to the guy that framed Locksley. He's the one that's dishing out mercy. He's not psychotic at all. But you've got Robin Hood, who's just absolutely mental and pulls knives on his family. Next scene coming, right? This is the next scene. This is the final scene. Robin Hood is told by his uncle that there's an archery tournament. He goes to visit his house, and like that's the thing that brings him out of his depression, seeing it all really dusty and stuff. And he finds his dad's old flint arrow necklace. So he decides to go to this archery competition, and like Robin Hood fans everywhere are like, woo, finally we get to see some archery competitions. So he's walking around, and then the captain of the guard is out hunting with his lads, and they see Robin Hood coming, and they're like, no, I know you. And Robin Hood's like, no, I'm not just a mobile teenager, I'm on my way to the archery competition. And it's a kind of a typical like emo walking in the corridor of high school, and then the jocks come out and they taunt him and stuff, and it's so painfully that. So they like, what are the odds of them actually meeting each other in the forest? I mean, maybe people like stay by the road and stuff, but they're meant to be hunting. Luckily, loads of deer are next to the road. Lots of CGI deer. Anyway, so the captain of the guard taunts Robin, and he says, "Oh, look, you got a bow. That's pretty good." And Robin's like, "Yeah, I'm pretty effing awesome." And the captain of the guard is like, "Well, 5 pennies, nice nondescript currency there. 5 pennies says that you can't shoot anything I point out or something." And then he ups it to 10 pennies. What are these pennies? Are they shillings? Are they crowns? Are they florins? Are they gold pieces? Like, why don't they say gold pieces? Why do they say pennies? I'll give you 5 pennies. 5 pennies don't mean nothing. 5 pennies. What's 5 pennies? That could be 5 cents. That could be 5p. That could be like £5. That could be £500. 5 gold sovereigns. They could have said that. Eventually, because of hubris, because of pride, because he's arrogant and spoiled and he doesn't understand reality, he can't keep the main goal in focus, yet he's going to say things like, oh, let's be thieves with a purpose. He's going to be a leader. This is the leader that we got to work with. Robin Hood eventually says, like, yeah, okay, go on then. And I'm thinking like, yo, guys, if they say go kill a deer, that could be one of the king's deer, which is what happens. So he says, go kill the deer. And Robin Hood's like, no, that's the king's deer. And we had the scene where he didn't want to kill any deer earlier. Right? Keep that in mind because, right? So he's all like, but that's the king's deer. If you kill a king's deer, you become an outlaw and you become a poacher and you can get your hands cut off. So he shoots the deer. Okay, so he doesn't kill it earlier, but because it's a bet now, because there's 10 pennies, like on the line, he decides to kill the deer in front of the captain of the guard and his mates. So he shoots the deer, and the captain of the guard is like, oh my God, you killed a deer. Oh my God, you killed a deer. He's freaking out. And he says, go, run, go, leave. And it's like, no, you're the captain of the guard. He's just killed one of the king's deer. You get your 10 pennies back, and you get to chop his hands off and take him to the sheriff. And then you get to look good in front of the sheriff. Instead, they just tell him to run. They just tell him to run and go. And Robin's all like, do I leave? Do I don't? Do I leave? If it was me, I'd be gone. If it was me, I'd be gone. Like, I got an archery tournament to get to, guys. Bye. But Robin Hood kind of stays and he lingers and he waits for something smart to be said. And he's trying to think of something smart. He can't think of something smart. And then, like they keep telling him to leave. And I'm like, why don't you shoot him now? And they say, they have words, they have an exchange. And then the captain of the guard shoots an arrow at him. And Robin Hood is like, oh my God, and shoots an arrow, kills him. He kills the captain of the guard, who could have been built up to be this like Guy of Gisborne character, who could have been built up to be this like, he is the captain of the guard, he's one more enemy that Robin has to deal with. The captain of the guard is running around, you have levels and tiers of villain. But like the captain of the guard is effing dead now. So he dies. And Robin Hood is just like running away to the archery tournament. And it's like, okay, so your dad was framed to be a murderer. You are legit a murderer now. In cold blood, without being provoked. Maybe you were provoked. He shot an arrow at you first. But you shot an arrow at him in this episode. He's pulled a knife on his family and he shot the captain of the guard. He is a murderer now. Like, that's straight up murderer. He needs to be hanged. He's an outlaw now. So by episode 2, he's an outlaw. So episode 3 is just going to be him hiding in the woods and trying to figure things out. Maybe Marion's in London trying to establish herself. Maybe she meets Will Scarlet. But what's going to happen? Is he going to go to the archery tournament? Is he going to go to the archery tournament in disguise? maybe my prediction, but what's the point? He's not Robin Hood. He's just an outlaw. He's just an outlaw now. He's a murderer. Let us be thieves with a purpose. Hang on. You are a legit murderer. He's a psychotic sociopath. I'm so upset with this rendition of Robin because you can tell it's about how it's written. You can tell it's how it's filmed, how it's edited. And he should have had better direction. He should have had more time for the scene. Not looking forward to episode 3. I'm really not. I mean, I might just get it over with, but it's stop and start and change and start. And it's like, you can't sit still. You can't just enjoy it because none of it is making sense. The characters are making decisions that don't make sense.